Combining genres into one game is a risky affair. Sometimes you get that savory summer sausage where all the ingredients come together to make something unique that requires each of the parts. And other times you get the combination of Mountain Dew and Yoo-Hoo where someone legitimately thought, hey, these are two good things. I bet we throw them together in the blender and they make a great thing. Time to play hide and seek with Knuckles. This is gonna be great.
Oh no.
Thank God, Henry Hatsworth in the Puzzling Adventure is the first one. Puzzle platformer usually refers to a platforming game where you use some platforming mechanics to solve puzzles. You know, braid, portal, that sort of thing. This is 100% not the case here. It's actually a puzzle game and a platform game. You're playing two different games at the same time and making them work together. You see, when you kill a bad guy, they turn into a puzzle monster. If the puzzle monster reaches the top of the bottom screen, they come out and attack you. You would think this would be a constant interruption to the platforming, but it complements it beautifully because you get major bonuses if you use the puzzle game. The puzzling is simple. It's literally match 3 as fast as you can, create combos as fast as you can. No, you don't have to set up combos by having them fall into each other like Puyo Puyo. No. Just go. And when you fill up the super meter once, you become young Hatsworth and you get more health. Fill it up twice, you become big, invincible British robot, you get a ton of abilities to crush your enemies. And speaking of enemies, as you kill them with your melee attacks, this fills up your puzzle meter, and that's how you're able to have time to get into the puzzle world. The game is constantly adding new obstacles to the bottom screen that will keep you on your toes. Big puzzle guys, monsters that pull up the blocks faster, blocks you gotta kill twice, and many bosses have specific puzzle mechanics that are usually more fun than frustrating. The platforming hits a medium pace. It's a notch slower than Mega Man X, but that's totally appropriate here because you gotta switch back and forth, and really I never felt like the pace of one broke the pace of the other. It's got a smooth transition and I never was frustrated by it. There are a slew of upgrades, and some are from the shop and some are in the form of the Gentleman's Suit. Now that's what you're really after. Those upgrades give you new moves like a wall jump and a dash. You get one after every major boss, but some are hidden throughout secret levels in the game. Speaking of the suit, that's what the game's about. It's a DuckTales kind of story. Henry versus Weaselby in a race to get the gentleman's suit and become the true gentleman. Maybe it's the way they talk. But there's a goofiness here that reminds me of Banjo-Kazooie and consistently made me laugh. Look at this boss, which is an old man who gets thrown around by his nurse. Or Lance Banson, who sings the entire fight. And he's constantly singing these notes into the bottom screen, and if you don't clear him off, the fans come and heal him. But if you get rid of all of them, the fans come and attack him. Now that is funny. Oh my God, that made me laugh so hard. It starts off way too easy, but by the end I was using everything in my arsenal, every combo, every weapon, every unlock, to barely beat those last two worlds. It was hard and I got frustrated. But it rarely felt cheap or RNG getting the best of me. The enemy placement is the same every time, so each level is finely tuned, and I always wanted to get back out there because I felt like I could do it. Now I got two complaints. There are millions of these little fight arenas in every level. It just stops the platforming, you gotta kill all the dudes before you can move on. Now if you're good at the combat, you'll feel great when you win, but sometimes you get tired of doing so many of them. Why couldn't there have been anything else? Complaint number 2 is sometimes you'll just sit there waiting for the puzzle to come up so you can fill up your meter and get some HP back. But you just gotta sit there and wait. Why can't I spend that meter I'm gonna use anyway to fast forward? Come on, that seems like a really big oversight. Now, overall, if you like a good platformer, varied combat, and a neat puzzle mechanic, and a hilarious world, this one's for you. I played this game back when it released, but found it for $2 used a few years ago. I bet you can still find it for pretty cheap. I'd pay full price for this one, which would have been $35 to $40. It's worth that to me. DS, it uses the touchscreen in both screens perfectly, but for most people I'd venture to say this one's more in the $20 to $30 range because it's not the longest game, and beating it does unlock a hard mode, which if you don't love the game, you're not going to want to hop back into, but if you're like me, you're going to put on your big boy gentleman suit, you're going to hop right back in, you're going to kill some enemies.